It's going to be creepy to edit later.
Hello, and welcome to our very first episode of Read with Weed. I am one of your co-hosts, Peaches.
And I am Rue. Ooh. Sorry, I don't know why that it flowed. It kind of rhymed.
It did rhyme. I liked it. Got a good little flow to it. So, just so everybody knows, we're not really doing any specific strain with these episodes. Just whatever we happen to have on hand. Today we have strawberry banana.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
It's tasty. I'm liking it.
Yeah, it's very fun. So there might be a bit of giggling through this episode.
Yay. We need it, though. I mean, this was kind of a dark book, so we need to be uplifted.
It was kind of a dark book. But it was really fun.
Yeah. So yeah, this is not a normal episode of what we typically do on 42 Strains. A lot of times, if you've listened before, which I'm assuming you have if you're here, but hey, maybe we got a new listener, and if so, what's up?
Hey.
Our normal episodes on 42 Strains, we usually go through our reviews of the strains, and we go through our tell systems, which, if you haven't listened before, it is, help me with this because I am high, T is for taste, E is for effect,
yes,
L is for last, and S is for smoothness. Did I spell that in the right order?
You did.
Oh my gosh, yes, I thought I was going to be too stoned and mix it up.
It's okay, I was kind of like, oh my god, what is everything?
Right? We're forgetting it all. So yes, we will not be doing that this episode, What we will be doing is reviewing a very, very interesting book that we've read this month. Ooh.
Yes. So, anytime you hear the song Paperback Writer, that's going to be one of these episodes. So, just listen for that. Yes. So, let's just jump right into
our book. Ooh.
Our book this month was Fool Me Once by Harlan Coben, and I chose this book because I'm a huge mystery fan. So if you don't like mysteries, this is not the book for you.
Not the book for you.
But I thought it was really, really fun.
It was still a fun read, though. Even, this was my first mystery book, and it was just it's still a fun ride, even if you're not in it for the style. Mm-hmm. It's a fun, wacky, crazy. There were so many turns.
That's an honor to me, by the way, that this is your first mystery book.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You broke it for me.
I did. I popped your mystery book cherry.
Yes.
Look at me go.
Thank you.
So, let's start with the first main character. Maya.
Oh my gosh, she was interesting.
She was. Her character arch was kind of my favorite thing for me, watching her start from the beginning and then, go up and then all the way towards the end. Yeah. I loved how she started kind of stale, almost.
Yeah, she was a little flat.
One-dimensional.
Yeah.
And then immediately, Coben was able to kind of bring life into her when she thought she was going crazy. Because before, I felt like all she had was anger.
Okay. Yeah. I could see that, where she was mad, upset with her situation, really. I mean, she just lost her husband. She's now a single mom.
Yeah, with her having to be discharged and everything. Yeah, I feel like she was just really mad. Yeah. And so that's all she was going to be.
She wanted to be back in the war.
Yeah,
I think she craved it a little bit.
She did. She said that a couple of times, that, she missed being over there, and there was nothing like being over there. She said at one point in the beginning, when she was talking about how she gives flight lessons, she mentioned that it just wasn't the same, or something like that.
Yeah,
I think.
It doesn't have the thrill.
Yeah, and so she I think right away Coben actually does a really good job of kind of saying she's a little different.
Her brain doesn't work the same.
She's got some stuff going on.
For sure.
But then when she realizes she might be going crazy,
yes,
I loved that.
Because that is something I think everyone can relate to on some level. That's something that you could easily put yourself in that position and go, oh my gosh, what if I just buried my husband and I am now seeing a video that is recent enough for him to not supposed to be in it, but he is in it. Like that.
I thought he was back.
Yeah, I thought he was too. I was
fully
convinced.
Had me
Oh, where's Joe?
That he was back, and I was like, oh, so that's where this book is going.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, let's follow it.
Oh, so ready for that ride.
And then, right?
It messed with me.
But
this messed with my head.
They took you on a whole different ride, and I thought that was really fun. Joe's mom. Let's talk a little bit about Joe's mom.
Oh my gosh.
Which I'm going to hand over to you because you specifically told me that you felt some real-life parallels with this character.
Yes, so Joe's mom, my parents they're school psychologists, so it's a little different than what she does. That my parents work with students that have, I guess, I don't know, technical term would be mental disabilities?
I think so.
I think that's correct. I'm not positive.
If we're wrong.
I should know this because, they're my parents, but we don't talk shop a whole lot. At least not so much anymore. You know, I'm not at the dinner table.
Yeah, always talking to them about it.
Exactly. But, so having that parent that has the training and that psychological understanding to kind of break you down and understand what's happening with you and, in your head, even, when you're a teenager and you've got all this puberty stuff going on, and they can somehow read you better. I mean, in puberty, pretty much everyone can read you better than yourself, but
still.
It's is new. They could pinpoint it somehow, and it's creepy.
Well, they're trained.
It's creepy.
For me, it was, I loved that she brought Maya to another therapist.
Yeah.
That really, really got me. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
And it wasn't even an outside perspective, really, because it was her coworker. It wasn't like she got this, here's a whole new third party. No, it was like, here's my friend, and she's going to talk to you, and that's such weird mind games to be messing with.
That's so disappointing. She played a lot of mind games.
She did.
The whole book happened because of her.
But I loved, so when we get, nearer into the end of the book, actually, no, it happened kind of earlier. There was two spots. It happened earlier and then again in, Maya's last scene where you see this mental shift in Joe's mom.
Yeah.
Where she knew all the facts.
What was the first one?
The first one was when Maya was telling her that Joe told her that Andrew jumped.
Oh,
and that it was suicide. And so it was coming, you could see her come to terms with that. And then it's again when it's coming to terms with, no, Joe actually pushed him. You actually know Joe is a terrible person, and that is why
you just didn't want to admit it.
Yeah, that's why he isn't the one running the company.
Yeah. That's
why, all this. So those two moments where you see this giant shift in her, where it's that maternal instinct just wants to take over so strongly that even with her psychology training, she can't force through that wall. It's still a block for her. So that was interesting to be like, even with all the information, you can still be trapped in your own head.
Yeah, and then the shift that she made at the end too.
Yeah, she's honestly, for a psychologist, she's a little psychotic.
He wrote all of his characters a little psychotic.
They're all a little crazy. Yeah.
Just a little crazy. Shane, he even states at the beginning that he's not very socially aware.
That's true.
That
he does.
He is incredibly smart.
Yeah.
And I think
he's great in the field,
but he's not very socially aware.
No.
So he's a little odd. Then you have the mom who is just psychotic. You have Maya who is
cover-ups.
also got all her issues.
Yeah, she's got her PTSD.
And then some. It's not just that.
No.
It's not just that. It can't be.
No.
Especially when she says at the end that she doesn't regret what she did.
That reveal to Shane, where she finally opens up and says, no, they didn't call. They didn't give us the okay. I made the call.
Yep.
And that I would do it again.
And then,
because that's something that's, as someone that would go to war, I'm not someone that would go to war unless I, absolutely had to, but even then I might try and run away.
Oh my god!
There's a little chance. I'm a scaredy cat, okay? I'm a scaredy cat. I don't want to see action. I really don't.
It definitely takes a toll on you.
I'm
sure.
I would be broken if I, mentally, no, I don't think I would handle it.
And that, I have so much respect.
For people that can...
My brother really enjoyed it. He enjoyed that there was something to do, because he's very much a constantly, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go? Can I do something?
Yeah.
And so for him, it constantly gave him something to do. Okay. But that's not what it is for her.
No.
She does not act...
It's almost an addiction.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would say that's kind of what the whole book is with her.
It's like an extreme thrill seeker in a way.
Yeah.
But not even. It's almost like, because the bad decision mixed in there, is that thrill really anymore?
Yeah, I guess kind of.
Kind of?
I don't know, I have a hard time putting myself in her shoes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's also, mystery novels aren't really believable.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of twists and turns and things that you wouldn't.
They're very much drama, action, what's going on, look over here.
Screen.
Just kidding, it was over here. Kind of. So it's more to take you on a ride than put you in a situation.
For sure.
But I don't know. He doesn't do I would say that's the one thing, is he doesn't do really good at putting you in their head.
Okay.
He gives you very much what he wants you to see and nothing too deep.
Yeah. And with the ending, that I would very much agree with that.
Yeah.
It was very much a no. The answer is there if you really want to analyze it. I'm sure if we were to go back through, we'd be like, oh my gosh, I could totally see it now. A lot of stuff
made sense. Her obsessive nature, the whole wanting to know, because she never really was looking for who killed Joe. If you really think about it, if you look at the whole book, she wasn't looking for who killed Joe. She was looking for who was in her living room.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. She was looking for who was in her living room. That's how the whole thing started.
That's true.
Because she every time,
I like that more, if it makes me more mad.
Right? Every time the detective came over, it wasn't, have you found him yet? It was, what does he want now?
Yeah.
Like, because she knew the answer.
Oh my god.
She knew the answer, so she didn't need...
She's like, I don't care what you have to say.
Yeah, she didn't need an investigation.
Oh my gosh. And see, he always came at, like, bad times, and so I always just figured, like, oh, she's just frustrated because in this moment, like, oh, she's trying to put her daughter to bed, or she's trying to... Oh my gosh. It's all situational.
Mm-hmm. It was very, very good.
Okay, so to write mystery novels, you have to really be able to see your plot on multiple levels and see how it can be viewed.
It makes me think of that scene in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where, was it Charlie has all of the pictures up?
What is it?
It's talking about mail.
Is that Horrible Bosses?
No, it's
Always Sunny.
It's Always Sunny.
Carol, there's no Carol.
Yes,
Carol and HR. That one where he's freaking out and they got their. Oh my gosh,
exactly.
Yes.
That's what you kind of have to do to be a mystery writer. And I think I admire the genre because you have to know so much.
Your brain has to be able to just work on so many levels.
And so you really have to kind of like stick with it.
Yeah.
Because most mystery novels have a really slow beginning.
Okay.
Segue on into that next part now, which is plot. We're going to talk a little bit about the plot.
Oh.
They have a really slow beginning because they have to do that setup. They have to do the whole lead you this way and then take you another way, and it's
almost like going through kind of a fun house, like a horror fun house sort of thing. Yeah. They've got to make you feel kind of safe. And then they're going to start throwing the kind of creepy things at you as you get deeper in.
Exactly. And it takes a lot of you really have to be into writing a mystery novel, if you want to look at it from a writing perspective.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to think so far ahead. You can't...
Oh my gosh,
You can't write something
how it all crisscrosses.
And hope.
That would be a really fun, acting exercise, though, to, take a mystery novel, read it through, and then try and, go through each character's perspective and, put your character... put your profile together kind of thing and act it out in a way. So, I don't know, that'd be interesting.
That'd be fun.
New game, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Do, a chapter of a book.
Yeah, I like that.
Of course, while drinking and being stoned.
Absolutely.
Because it's a game. You gotta have the twist in there. Otherwise, it's just acting.
It's not a mystery novel, then.
It's not a mystery novel.
One thing to me is this book felt like a Bones episode.
Yes.
If you watch Bones.
It really did. And I
can
love
relate.
Bones.
Yes.
I love Bones.
The mystery, just everything about it just kind of felt like I was, like, actually reading an episode.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe more like a season.
Yeah. Because it goes through quite a bit.
Yeah, it's
There's a
very,
lot happening.
very... There's a lot that happens.
It'd be like, okay, so if you're watching Bones and you take out one of, like, you know, the main story arcs that kind of carry over for a season, so, like, let's see, I'm on season 2 right now, so Epps just died. Freaking, oh my gosh, I'm trying to even think what, he was not the Gravedigger, before the Gravedigger, he's the very first serial killer that you deal with in Bones. He liked blonde girls and he'd bury them upside down.
He was the Gravedigger.
I thought the Gravedigger buried them in, like, with oxygen, though. Because I think they're still trying to find the Gravedigger where I'm at.
Oh, you're right. I don't remember what Epps was called.
know.
It was just Epps. I don't think they had a name for him. I think it was just Epps.
It was just Epps.
Yeah.
They knew who it was.
Anyways, we've gotten really far from the book.
Bones.
And then, we have... Actually, writing style is next on our little list of notes. So, for me... For you, it was the separation of classes, and for me, it was his fucking commas.
His commas.
Oh my god.
They're just everywhere.
At least in the beginning of the book, for me. I noticed, because I like to look at writing style and all that. I was an English major for a little while. Fun fact. So I really like looking at, sentence structure and not grammar. I hate grammar. Fuck grammar. Very odd. But, so in every sentence, it felt like he said, well, here's 4 sentences. I think I can make it 1.
Mm-hmm.
And just did. And just
odd.
ran with it in the beginning. And then he kind of settled in to structure towards the middle.
Okay.
But I think that maybe when I really think about it, was kind of how he wanted to make you feel.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
So in the beginning, there's a lot of commas. You kind of have to pause and slow and read the sentences. They're chunkier, and you have to take more time to read them. And then in the middle, it was, quick, what's up, going a little faster. And then at the end, it was a much quicker writing style.
Okay.
And so you felt the up and the climax with the writing
kind of
style.
Rush. Yeah. Okay.
But it was odd. It made it kind of hard to get into at first because of that.
Because it was so long-winded.
Yeah, exactly. For you, it was the separation of classes, right?
Yeah. So this is something that you honestly see in a lot of art forms today. You can probably find this in paintings and everything. Actually, you can even find this in architecture. I remember when I was in London, there's a building that has parts of the roof, or there's 3 separate sections, and one is for, like, the high class, one's for middle, and one's for the more, like, peasants and lower class.
Well, yeah, it's been a huge thing throughout that is...
Yeah, but it's like this one little, like, 10-foot block where they're like, this one, they're all right next to each other, so all the classes are, like, next to each other. Like, I don't know, it's interesting.
They're next to each other, but separated.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, you see this everywhere, but I love it, and it's a theme that, I don't know, I love watching how the classes mix together and seeing how those perspectives differ from each other, because Maya, I felt like, was more relatable in this aspect for people. She came from a working class family.
Yeah.
She joined the military because that was going to give her the flight lessons, and that's, she wanted to get in the air. That was her goal to begin with, and then ended up liking the action and all of that afterwards. But then seeing how she mixed with Joe and his family, and how, they have another family that at least to me, creepishly lives with them and, like, takes care of the gardens really and the kids, and that is just so odd to me.
And they follow without question.
No question. They just do. They just accept whatever
my family did, and they pay me.
Exactly. Just whatever the higher up family says is law now, basically.
Yeah. And they have a say. They can just be like...
They could probably leave if they really wanted to. I don't think they're, like, there's nothing being held over them as far as we know.
It is just a job.
It's a luxurious job.
On a honestly, why would you want to leave?
That's true. I mean, as long as you're okay with their, like... And maybe they don't know about all of that. How can you not be... Like, they were so easy to jump in with shady shit. I guess, how would you not know about, like, the medical stuff going down across seas and, like, all that? Like, you can put reports and... You know, because all that stuff was in the news. You can see that and put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, they probably just didn't care.
They were comfortable, and that was fine enough for them. Not my problem.
Not my problem.
That sounds like a first world perspective.
Seriously, honestly.
Sounds about right.
So I took a couple notes from the beginning, actually, as I was reading. Let me see if I can get into my phone here. Because I am not old-fashioned, and I did not use paper.
Oh. I think I thought about taking notes this time and decided against it because I was like, no. Then I was going to take notes and then decided, no, I wasn't going to do that. Peach is going to make fun of me because I'm going to be sitting there with all my papers. Wow. And then I found out you were taking notes too. So maybe I think this time what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and read it and then like at the end of each session kind of thing.
That's kind of what I did. I found it helped me a lot. Because I forget things really easily. I've got a lot going on. And so it's really whenever I get a chance, and a lot of times it was, you know, at night before going to bed. So I started out taking notes after every single chapter. Okay. Because they were slow enough, I'd read a chapter, go to bed, read a chapter, do something else, so I was able to take that pause between.
Yeah, so it just worked out that way.
But then as it went on, I stopped at chapter 3. Or I stopped at chapter 4, actually. Okay. And I didn't take notes again until chapter 8.
Oh, dang. So you were in it for a little bit there.
Yeah. And then after chapter 8, that was the last time I took notes.
Okay.
Because that's when I feel it really started picking up.
Okay.
So it was 8 chapters of basically explanation.
Okay. Just a lot of
we have to get you in the story. You need to know things, and then we can actually get the ball rolling.
Okay.
So once I got into it, it was amazing, and I didn't want to put it down. I finished it in, I think, a week.
Okay. That's pretty quick with school and everything going on. Heck yeah, that's awesome.
So, and that was after chapter 8. Chapter 8 took me most of the month. all the way up until chapter 8. Chapter 1 through 8 took me most of the month. And then the later chapters just flew right through them.
Yeah.
So
a lot of twists and turns happening at that point.
Yeah. But a couple of the things that I noticed was that I talk about the brother-in-law. The brother-in-law stood out to me. Her brother-in-law.
Her sister that passed away. Okay.
Yeah. He stood out to me because I really hated him at first.
At first, yeah.
I really hated him.
It felt like he was failing his kids. Like, you wanted to just kind of shake him and be like, okay, I get that you're sad, but wake the fuck up, bro. Like, you've got shit to handle.
Yep. And then, later, he really grows on you.
He really does.
So good. He really cleans up his act.
Yeah. I think he needed something to make it all make sense. And once Maya was on the track and she was starting to put things together, I think that gave him something.
He was able to move on.
Exactly. Yeah.
What did you think of the last chapter? That was from Shane's perspective.
So I was very happy that they had it like that, because when it got to the point of Maya revealing that she is the one that actually killed Joe, I reread that part, like those couple of pages, probably like 3 or 4 times.
Really?
Because, so at first when she said it, when I read it, I thought she meant it in like a... trying to be bold and just bullshit him, like, oh yeah, so I had to have been the one to do it, right? Yeah. Like, it had to have been me. And then I went back and went, no, maybe she's, like, actually trying to bluff them in some way, like, maybe there's something else going on. And I'm like, no, she really did this. Like, she's actually confessing right now. And so I got really pissed off because I felt like that was Harlan Coben going, semantics, bitch. You were with her all along and you didn't even know it. I was like, okay, I've been along on this fucking ride, bro. God. And you're going to do that to me? Like, okay, I see how it is.
Really?
And then, so having the last chapter from Shane's perspective, it kind of, I guess it gave me sort of this way of thinking of it as, maybe this book wasn't actually told from Maya telling it. Maybe it actually was Shane telling it, almost in like a series of unfortunate events kind of way, where he's put it all together and now it's his telling, trying to do it from her perspective of what he was able to collect.
I didn't even think of it like that. I like that.
Like having that, I was able to put that there, and I was like, okay, I'm okay with this now. I don't know if that's what Harlan Coben meant, but that was kind of what I interpreted, and was able to make it be like okay for me.
Wow, I didn't even think of it like that. I really like that. Yeah. That's a really good way of thinking of it.
Yeah. Because it's that last chapter is years in the past, so he's had time to mull this over now.
Almost like he's the one writing the book.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And this is kind of his end note to the reader.
Okay, yeah.
Here's where we are now, and publish kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Like, I guess I need an ending.
Yeah. I don't want to leave it on just her dying.
It's a mystery novel.
Fun.
What's the mystery?
What's the mystery?
Crap! Here it is. I mean, this makes sense. Yeah, this makes sense.
This totally makes sense.
Perfect. Okay, that's really all I have to say about it. I thought it was a really good book, but I guess whatever.
That was hot.
You have anything? Yeah, you have anything else you want to add?
Wow. This book was just a crazy ride, honestly. I'm really glad we read this one for our first one. Oh, we should probably introduce our next book.
Yep.
Ooh.
You want to go ahead and do that?
Yes. Okay. So, I actually have this in my backpack so I can read it while we're on our trip. So our next book that we will be reading let's see what month, we're in July right now. So, sorry. Oh yeah, by the way, sorry this episode is late. We have some tech issues. But for July, we are going to be reading How I Stole Johnny Depp's Alien Girlfriend and this writer, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pronounce your last name. Your first name is Gary. The last name is Ghislain. I'm really sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. We tried like 10 different ways.
God, seriously, Ghislain. I don't know. Your first name was just, too simple.
Gary, that's easy.
Had to mix it up.
It makes it interesting, right?
Wow. It is going to be an interesting book, so.
I mean, with that title, how can it not be?
Right? I am so excited to jump in.
Absolutely.
I need to go get it.
Oh.
Okay, so if you had any thoughts or comments or anything you want to say about the book, any questions you have.
Any books to request?
Yes, if you have any requests, we want to hear them.
Absolutely.
And we will read them. We will try just about any book.
Yeah. And please read along with us. I'm trying to, as we're reading, post on where I am in the book on Twitter. So read along with us, even if you're not keeping up with us and you're like, oh crap, I've got to read it the last day before this episode comes out. That's fine. At least
Yeah, if
you're in the ride with us when you listen to the episode.
Reading really high is amazing, and
fun.
I wish I could tell high school me about it because that's when I started reading.
Yeah.
So
it's fun.
It's just
that's why we're doing this.
Exactly.
We want to have a good time, bring those books back.
Exactly.
It's good for our brains.
Proof that you can read with weed.
Read with weed.
And roll credits. So if you want to follow along with us on our Twitters or, you want to talk to us, DM us, we'll talk back.
Please do.
Let us know things. My Twitter handle is actually @squeaky_peach.
And mine is @blazing_roots. Just blazing roots. Pretty straightforward.
Or you can email us any questions, suggestions, comments, anything like that to 42strains@toke.com. That's right, 42strains@toke.com.
It's real. It really, really is real. We promise you.
And it's ours. It's all ours. So, thank you for joining us this time, and I hope you tell people, and I hope you read along with us.
Ooh.
Until next time, stay high,
stay golden,
and read with you soon!